Broadcast Network, powered by KSAM Huntsville, 101.7 KSAM, Sting 'em Hornets. Welcome to the Huntsville Hornets High School Football Pregame Show, sponsored by...
We're going to Bryan, right?
I'm going to Bryan.
Yeah. I mean, we just need to play a better brand of football, and we did some things well the other night, and it certainly wasn't a complete game, and it was in spurts, but there were some great things that happened on all parts of the football. That just didn't happen enough consistently to be able to, win a game against a great opponent, and so, we have another challenging opponent this week, and we just need to play a better brand of football and just be more consistent. I think we have to play more complementary football of, how we establish field position, how we use that on either side of the football or create field position, and then, use that to our advantage.
I know it was a struggle at times for the offense on Friday to be able to sustain drives and keep the defense off the field. Just some adjustments you've been and your staff been trying to make to try and just aid that going into Bryan.
Yeah, again, I don't take anything back, and I've said it again, and I'll stand by the statement, where we are as a football team now, 30-something practices into it, eventually that'll be 40, I guess, but, I do think that we're in a good spot. I think that we've got a lot on, I think that we can do a better job of being able to simplify some things, and, sometimes what's executed and what looks good in a practice, when you get into a game setting, things change. And so, that just gives us an opportunity as a staff to be able to reevaluate and say, what, we probably need to be simpler here and not be too big. And so, I think that's, what we're trying to do offensively is, Zay's able to handle a lot and he has experience being on the field on Friday night. But he's still a sophomore in his first game with a new offense and everything else. So I don't think it had anything to do with the environment or whatever else that can sometimes get first-time varsity players or young players. It wasn't necessarily the environment. I think that, there were some things that we weren't on the same page with as far as, what, we needed to do in the passing game and his keys and reads and all that other type of stuff. So, again, it was a good time to be able to evaluate it, and then, we can just play some simpler football.
You mentioned the passing game there. What kind of do you want to see evolve in that passing game against this Bryan team?
I think just efficiency. We weren't as efficient. There was things that were there that we could watch and review on video that we had, and quarterback's got to have confidence to be able to pull the trigger, and he's going to. There were some other opportunities where, our receivers can be more quarterback friendly and understand, how to make themselves available to him by being on the same page of seeing the defender that's between them and the quarterback. So, all of that goes into, us just, again, being better, seeing different defenses, different coverages, those types of things. Again, for, of the short amount of time, they're very comfortable about what we do defensively because we face them the most. This is the now second opportunity that we've seen an even front, that we've seen, a different type of coverage than what we run. And so, football and a football season is just, a basis of knowledge that you kind of start and then it continues to build, and you rely on your past experiences and what you have seen to be able to move forward. So, all in all, it's not setting up anything that, we were preparing to go win the game. We should have executed at a higher level. We should have been more efficient. We should have been more complementary as a football team, and we weren't, and so we fell short.
Mic check.
Expectation is to fix all those things, get back on the same page, and have a game plan to go win.
Like I talked with you on Monday, the defense, played a really stout ball game, and just until that gas started to run out on them just from being out on the field so much, just how do they continue to progress in the direction you want the defensive side of the ball to go?
I think, if you're a defensive player at any level, you kind of got to be a different animal. You're going that you don't have the momentum, and you have to, I think the cliche is always having a short memory, and it's exactly right. You have to, and I think there were times where Brenham had gotten a little bit of momentum, and we didn't handle that well, in a sense that there was never any panic. We just tried to get out of what we do fundamentally, and each play is a life in itself. Whether, they have an explosive play or whatever else, then, we got to be able to stop it so that we can give ourselves another opportunity. And in that next opportunity, like, the pass is not predictive. Nothing that happened in the play before is going to indicate anything that happens, on the next one. And we've got to stay within, the fundamentals and what we're trying to accomplish and do defensively. And I think at times our guys were just trying to do too much when, again, just goes back to the simple thing. Just do your job, be where you're supposed to be. Everybody's got to work together and we'll be fine.
Bryan went to overtime against Magnolia West School and lost. What have you just seen from them from, from their team standpoint?
I think they certainly after it on defense. They've got some really good defensive players. I think that they mix some things up to certainly try to cause some confusion with, with reads and those types of things. I think that they're really good up front, we've got to do a great job of being able to communicate and be on the same page, offensively. And that's obviously what we need to be able to fix from week one. As far as their offense is concerned, I think they're maybe one of the most patient offenses that I've seen in quite some time. What they do, they don't necessarily do a whole lot. Like, I would say Brenham did a lot in comparison. Bryan doesn't necessarily do a whole lot, but what they do really well, and they use the space on their field to their advantage. And so, they have a very talented receiver group. The quarterback puts it, in a position where their receivers, come back and make plays. They have explosive backs, and so we've got to, again, be in a position that we're going to have to go and break up and make tackles. Like, they're really patient with, the running game, and they're really patient with their quick. At the same time, we blocked their first PAT attempt, so they gave ourselves a chance to have the score be tied at that point in time. Brent went and caught a kickoff return and caught it and was standing out of bounds. That doesn't have anything to do with lack of effort. Lack of effort would mean he would not have gotten over there to begin with. So his effort was great. It's just his decision making was not good, and he's being aggressive to go over there and catch the football because he wants to be able to return it, but he's also got to have field awareness of where he is, and sometimes, the percentages are let that sucker go, and then it goes out of bounds. Sometimes you get it and it bounces and hits and comes back in bounds, and then now is a phenomenal kick, So it's just that did not put us in a very good field position deal, and we've got to be better on that. So again, the special teams is an emphasis of what we're doing, and we've got to do a better job, and we're certainly working on it this week.
This has been the Hornet Insider with head coach Todd Mavis, sponsored by Charlie's Used Cars on 101.7 KSAM, your hometown station.
Tim Rushing here with Charlie's Used Cars. If you have not been by to see the great selection of quality pre-owned vehicles we have in stock, do yourself a favor and come see us at 230 I-45 South in Huntsville. Charlie's Used Cars is a family-owned and operated business serving the auto needs for 52 years with superior customer service. Besides quality vehicles, Charlie's also has a service center where we can help with your auto repair needs, routine service, and don't forget about your vehicle's AC system. Come by and see us or visit us online at charliesusedcars.com. Charlie's Used Cars, 230 I-45 South in Huntsville.
And welcome back into the Frank's Taco Stand press box here in Bryan, Texas tonight, where Dave Fanucci and Collin Neill are joining you here on the Charlie's Used Cars pregame show here from Bryan. And Collin, we continue. Just heard Coach Mavis talk a little bit on his segment about his expectations here tonight. Game number 2, he made a lot of great points about what the Hornets need to focus on. Let's get into what we think as well. These guys come in what I saw last week doing the game. Brown was the featured player, and that's the guy that they're going to rely on the most, right? Zay did a nice job at quarterback, running the ball as well. He had some kind of explosive runs and big plays to gain yardage and chunk plays. What I didn't see a lot of was the passing game down the field, and I think they need to open up the playbook a little bit here tonight and try to get that working so that the Bryan defense doesn't just key on the run game.
Well, it's all up to offensive coordinator Donovan Williams, and this is a new play caller here in Huntsville, Texas. I mean, it's not just a new head coach. I mean, when you have a new play caller, and again, you have returning experience, but it's also learning a new playbook can be sort of a challenge in its own way. But open up the playbook a little bit may not be a bad idea, or we might just have a good old-fashioned football game where both teams are just running the ball very well, and it's going to be just up to them executing. It's a cliche, but there's a lot.
At the half. It really was a 6-6 ball game through about a quarter and a half. In that first quarter, of the first season of the year, both teams are very, butterflies are going on, brand new season. Guys are kicking things. You don't know what you're going to get. They were in the football game, and a kind of a fluke play happened where they handed it off, not to Brown, but it was, I want to say, I can't recall the backup running back's name, but he made a carry. And the ball just kind of popped out of his hands into the hands of the defensive lineman for a scoop and score in the air. It didn't even hit the ground. And it was when Coach Mabus was talking about it in the pregame show, it was following the sort of the mental miscue on the kick return game where they caught the ball at the 5-yard line and stepped out of bounds by accident. So they were deep in their own territory with about 5 minutes to go in the second quarter, and the mistake was 2 mistakes were made. And that really changed it to 13-6 at the break. Even then, Collin, they were still in the football game. They got the football first in the third quarter, and just couldn't execute enough to drive the football down the field on that first possession. Had to punt it away, and it just kind of got out of hand from there.
Yeah, well, as we sat here in the Frank's Taco Station broadcast booth on the Charlie's Used Cars pregame show, just watching the guys out there warming up, they look calm, they look poised. This is a road game. This is going to be kind of difficult. It's not a long drive, but a road game's a road game nonetheless. Mm-hmm. If they look that calm and composed in pregame, that just tells me that they're ready to go out there and play some good football tonight.
Yeah, and I could see that as well. I mean, you can definitely anticipate maybe them relying more on what they do best instead of maybe trying to get away from that and seeing if they can actually come in here tonight and sort of really focus on, okay, this is what we do best. We run the football. This is what we're going to really rely on all night long, and we're going to pound it all night to see what we can do and try to get this victory and see if that strategy maybe works. Maybe that's something that you see Coach Mabus implementing here because he realizes what he has, and Trayshawn Brown is a great player. Yeah. So the more you can get the football in his hands, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but before we just take a break, just real quick, I just want to say though, once again, that last week was week 1. There's going to be mistakes. Yeah. Right now, week 2 is an opportunity to correct those mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. We're continuing here on the Charlie's Used Cars pregame show here. Dave Fanucci, Collin, Neill from Bryan, Texas. Week 2 of Friday Night Lights right here on the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network powered by KSAM Sports. It's the Hornets and the Bryan Vikings here tonight.
Every life is unique, and so should every memorial. At Heritage Oak Funeral Home, services are personalized and created to reflect the life and legacy of a loved one. From traditional services to cremation options and unique memorial tributes, Heritage Oak Funeral Home will help craft a meaningful farewell to your loved one. Heritage Oak Funeral Home, where heritage meets home. Your hometown funeral home.
This is Cicely again with Hartfield Florist. In business for over 50 years, at Hartfield's we strive to meet all your floral needs every day. From birthdays and anniversaries to weddings and other special occasions, we can bring your vision to life and customize your unique request. Give us a call at 295-5448 or visit us online at HuntsvilleHartfieldFlorist.com. The Pierce family and everyone at Hartfield's wants to say thank you for allowing us to personalize your events just like we've been doing since 1957.
Avila's Luxury Barbershop in Huntsville is family-owned. They offer a premium grooming experience, specializing in men's, women's, and children's haircuts. They ensure impeccable styles for every customer, whether you desire a classic cut, a stylish fade, or a meticulous hot towel shave. Avila's Luxury Barbershop transcends the ordinary to create an unparalleled sanctuary of relaxation and rejuvenation. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, and Saturdays, 9 to 5 at 168 Colonel Etheridge Boulevard.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. You can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Diana K. Barnes, right here in Huntsville, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Diana and her team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. Just give her a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Jerry Larson at Reliable Auto Parts, your auto parts plus store in Huntsville, Texas, having great products, excellent quality, and outstanding prices. This is what you can expect from Reliable Parts, where you can purchase all your car care products, maintenance supplies, and auto parts. Our services and in-house store offerings are designed to keep your vehicle and motorized machine in proper working condition. Reliable Parts, your auto parts store, 1011 11th Street, Huntsville, 295-5747.
Kids have projects to finish, lessons to watch, and homework to turn in. Parents have rules to set. With Mid-South Fiber, your household gets the best of both worlds. Get safe, blazing fast internet with parental control tools to limit screen time, block distracting sites, and keep your kids on track. This school year, enjoy peace of mind with smart online time. Mid-South Fiber, where school ready meets parent approved. Visit midsouthfiber.com to get started.
This is the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network on KSAM.
And we welcome you back into the Frank's Taco Stand press box here on Friday Night Lights on the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network, powered by KSAM Sports. Dave Fanucci here with Collin, Neill here tonight in Bryan, Texas. We're about 20 minutes away from kickoff here on the Charlie's Used Cars pregame show, as the cheerleaders and the folks that are handling the pregame show on both sides out there, Collin, the teams are in the locker rooms for a little last-minute speech. We're not out here yet for the tunnels, but as we continue, let's get into the keys to victory, Collin. If you have a couple thoughts on that.
Well, it's kind of what I've already said before. Just the most important thing is just don't beat yourself. That means don't commit penalties. I mean, penalties are going to happen, but there was a lot of penalties last week that killed big plays, and that is just gut wrenching. That just kills an offensive drive. You just can't have that happen. And secondly, just kind of the same thing, but really in a different way. Just build off of last week. Like, because it's there. There is substance there, right there for the Huntsville Hornets. If they can just be consistent and keep things going, and again, that ties into the first key to the game, not beat yourselves up, you are going to be just fine. And just another thing real quick, that defense is going to have to keep an eye out on Bryan. Bryan is a very patient offense, just like what head coach Tom Mabus said in his pregame talk in the Hornet Insider Coaches interview presented by Charlie's Used Cars. And this is an offense that likes to run a lot of RPO, so they're going to just keep an eye on the defense. So it's going to be up to those inside linebackers to stay disciplined and absolutely be sure to know where the quarterback, which Cooper Murr is the starter for the Bryan Vikings.
Yeah, and I think you're right. That defense for the Hornets really needs to show up tonight. The guys I was impressed with last week that we talked about on defense, the coach's son, Caden Mabus, a safety, was all over the field. I mean, this guy was making tackles, pushing people out of bounds, nearly swarming to the ball nearly almost every play. And then the three guys up front that I really thought were impressive. These guys are big boys. These guys right up front, these three nose tackles that Huntsville has in place, Oladale, Lewis, and Bradford. Big boys, and they can jump in there. So stopping the run up the middle, continuing to do that again here tonight. Stopping the running back that is featured for Bryan, that's Javelin Wade, the senior running back, the star for them. Got to plug those holes right up the middle, force them to the outside so that maybe Mabus and the other safeties and linebackers can come around on the edge and stop the run over there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But you don't. But I kind of point back to the middle linebackers. You just don't. You can't let a good running back like Javelin Wade, who Bryan has, get past that second level.
Yeah.
And yes, your safeties are there, but it should be your job as the linebackers to make sure those running backs don't get past you. And Javelin Wade rushed for nearly 1,500 yards last year, is very dangerous. But again, as long as you're patient, as long as you don't try to overstep your assignment, you should be just fine tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a very similar offense on both sides. You've got a run-centric team on both ends with a star running back, Wade and Brown, and quarterbacks that can also run. So very similar on both sides. Could be a great, very interesting game here tonight as Huntsville comes over on the Charlie's Used Cars pregame show from Frank's Taco Stand Press Box on the road here tonight in Bryan, Texas to face a 6A squad going up a level in Game 2 of the season to see if they can pick up their first victory of the year. We continue on the Charlie's Used Cars pregame show from Frank's Taco Stand Press Box. You're listening to Hornet Nation Broadcast Network, powered by KSAM Sports.
Exceeding all expectations for 3 generations, you can call us day or night. McWilliams, we're the ones you trust, so count on us to come out and fix things right. When your plumbing is slow or your AC goes, we've got the best service round by far. Visit callmcwilliams.com. McWilliams, we're not comfortable until you are. Exceeding all expectations for 3 generations, you can call us day or night. McWilliams, we're the ones you trust, so count on us to come out and fix things right. When your plumbing is slow or your AC goes, we've got the best service round by far. Visit callmcwilliams.com. McWilliams, we're not comfortable until you are.
With Beckham & Jones. Don't let the heat and humidity of the Texas summer make your utility bill skyrocket. Get rid of that old, inefficient air conditioning system and let us help you stay cool with a new high-efficiency Carrier air conditioning system so you will stay comfortable in your home without the worry of high utility bills. Call 936-295-9173 today for Carrier peace of mind and for information about our filtration and air purification solutions for allergies. Your neighbor since 1946. Now that's Beckham & Jones.
License number 26079C.
Family is at the heart of everything that we do. I'm Andy Graves with Heritage Oak Funeral Home in Huntsville. At Heritage Oak Funeral Home, we'll help you make the first step toward planning your details so your family won't be burdened. Pre-planning your arrangements provides peace of mind not only to you, but for your family. By communicating your wishes and making your arrangements in advance, emotional and financial burdens all can be alleviated during that difficult time. Heritage Oak Funeral Home, where heritage meets home, your hometown funeral home.
TWFG and More Insurance has been proudly serving the Huntsville and Walker County area since 2003. Ranked number 1 in Texas as an independently owned insurance provider, our independence affords us the freedom to shop insurance carriers and coverages that best suits our client-specific needs. TWFG offers personal and commercial, life, health, and flood insurance. Call Waylon Moore at 936-293-8121 or drop by 1212 10th Street in Huntsville, Texas. At TWFG and More Insurance, Insurance. Our policy is caring.
Where there's a will, there's a way, as the saying goes. But where there's no will, there's absolutely no way your last wishes will be known. You need to get serious about your estate and call Sam Moak at Moak & Moak to get your estate, will, and other documents updated now. Without a will and proper estate plan, the government decides with probate. You've put it off long enough. Sam A. Moak's practice is focused on estate planning, probate, elder law, real estate, and transactional law. Practical wisdom, trusted advice, and personal service. Moak & Moak, attorneys at law.
Hornet pride lives on KSAM.
And back in here to the Frank's Taco Stand press box. We welcome you back in. Dave Fanucci here with Collin, Neill on as we continue on the Charlie's Used Cars pregame show right here on the Hornet Nation broadcast network powered by KSAM. As we continue to discuss things here, we're looking at about 13 minutes from kickoff, and looks like as we approach the Nelson Propane countdown to kickoff, Collin, let's set the scene here a little bit for folks as we are sitting in Bryan, Texas here tonight, and this is another road game for the Hornets. This is their second straight. And it is we're still waiting for some of the Huntsville fans to arrive. We're in the home side of the stadium here. There's only one press box. Last week over in Brenham, we were actually on the visiting side, on the Hornet side of the field in the visiting press box. But here tonight, this stadium has a home two-story press box indoors. Very modern accommodations, and here in Bryan ISD, we're on the Bryan side of things, so we're looking across the field here, Collin, to the Huntsville crowd just arriving here tonight on the road, coming over about 35, 40 minutes?
It's an hour drive. You just get down Highway 30. It's pretty much a straight shot between Bryan, Texas, and Huntsville, Texas, and it's we have a pretty nice Frank's Taco Station broadcast booth here tonight, Dave, and it's really nice. The weather is really nice. We'll get more into it in the countdown to kickoff, but as the Charlie's Used Cars pregame show it comes to an end, I just feel the anticipation a little bit. Bryan's ready. The Hornets are ready with their big Texas float they have tunnel they have going on over there. I don't know. The Friday Night Lights in Texas is just one of a kind, and both these teams are ready, and I'm just itching to go ahead and get this game going.
Yeah, I anticipate it being a really competitive, good game. What I mean by that is I think the teams are pretty equal, and week 2 is better than week 1. Week 1 is sort of experimental, and coaches are seeing what they've got. And week 2, they've had a week of practice now. They've seen some film, make some adjustments, come out here and play a little bit better, and guys are going to be pretty fired up. They got those first hits out of the way last week, and they're ready to go here tonight. As we continue now on a countdown to kickoff, sponsored by Nelson Propane here, let's get into the game time forecast. We've set the scene for you here from the Frank's Taco Stand press box. But Collin, what do you have here tonight? What are you seeing out there as the weather situation?
Just cloudy. There's hardly any sun except to the north. But the winds kind of been picking up a little bit. The flags look like they're coming from the south end zone. It's going to be pretty windy. I'm curious to see which side that whoever wants to toss, which side they go with, because that wind can play some kind of games no matter where you're going, especially in the kicking game. If you're going that way to the south, you're going to be kicking against the wind. If you're going the other way from right to left, you're going to be kicking with the wind behind you. It's going to be pretty interesting to see that part, but otherwise, 89 degrees, cloudy. It's not a bad night of football.
Yeah, and what I always look at first, Bryan or Collin, on weather when it comes to these first games in September, where are we with the rain situation? Is there any rain or lightning in the forecast? Good news here tonight. I don't see any.
Nope,
so
me either.
we should be clear to go without any sort of water on the field. We are at a turf field. There is no grass here. This is a very nice surface here at Bryan High School. It's actually at the school. It's not a facility for Bryan ISD, although they call it Bryan ISD Stadium. It's literally right on the campus of Bryan High School. And it's a nice, very well taken care of turf field, so we're not worried about grass or mud or any of those other things. Another turf field just like last week, no rain in the forecast, no lightning delays. We're not going to be here all night, waiting it out, anything like that. So that's your weather forecast here tonight on the Frank's Taco Stand, from the Frank's Taco Stand press box on the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network as we continue on the countdown to kickoff, sponsored by Nelson Propane. About 8 minutes to go from kickoff here in Bryan. Cast Network, powered by KSAM Sports. Come on back.
Been representing the Huntsville and Walker County area since the 1930s. It can help you prepare for your future with your financial planning needs, along with the unexpected long-term care and disability insurance needs. Please give us a call at 1-800-695-LIFE. Our email is mike@murrayservices.net. Eat 'em up, cat.
This is Nolan Ryan. Everyone has an area of expertise. Mine just happened to be a fastball. The good folks at American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning are the pros to trust when it comes to home comfort. Their independent network of AC dealers are top-notch. They get the job done right. Find your independent American Standard dealer at AmericanStandardAir.com. Comfort the way you like it. AmericanStandardAir.com.
If you're looking to buy that new car or renovate your home, maybe you need a personal loan for that, or any other reason, you will find Walker County Federal Credit Union ready to help. With competitive rates and a team that knows what it means to serve our hometown, they make the loan process easy and personal. See them at 1802 Normal Park Drive or do a quick application online at WalkerCountyFCU.com. Make your financial goals a reality right where you belong. Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Every life is unique, and so should every memorial. At Heritage Oak Funeral Home, services are personalized and created to reflect the life and legacy of a loved one. From traditional services to cremation options and unique.
This is the Nelson Propane Countdown to Kickoff.
And from the Frank's Taco Stand press box, we continue here on the countdown to kickoff. The Hornets have come out of their tunnel and they're on the field here tonight in their white jerseys, tops with green pants here tonight, Collin. Green helmets, and those numbers pop off those white jerseys for us to see up here in the press box. That Hornet uniform here tonight, they're in their green pants, white jersey tops, green helmets. As the Hornets come out on the field, we're still waiting for the Bryan Vikings to make their entrance, but their cheerleaders have lined the field and waiting for that team to come on the field. The Hornets have lined up across the field near the 50, getting ready for tonight's national anthem.
Yeah, it's going to be, like I said, just feeling it, and both teams bring out the full. I honestly don't remember the last time I
do now see the Bryan team making their way out onto the field. This field and this surface is surrounded by a huge orange-red track. So you've got quite a distance between the facility and the locker room area after the poles, the goalposts, and then a good 25, 30 yards over to the locker room, and here come the Bryan Vikings as they get in front of their tunnel to run out to. But it's time now for the starting lineups and starting lineup, I should say, and we want to make sure we give you your Hornet starting lineup here for Game 2, Week number 2 on the road at Bryan. And we'll start with the defense. Here is tonight's Hornet starting lineup. In the backfield, well, let's start with the front line, and it's the guys I've talked about before already earlier here tonight. These are the guys that clog up the middle that were impressive last week in my eyes. We'll start with number 99, Fred Oladale, 6'2", 240, the senior, left tackle. He's joined by number 52, Isaiah Lewis, 6'3", 295, also a senior. He's at the nose, and the Bryan Vikings come running out of their tunnel right now as the crowd cheers. On the right tackle, it's number 90, Jaden Bradford, the senior as well. Bradford, Lewis, and Oladale, those are the guys right up front that the Hornets will be relying on. Bradford is 6 foot 255. At the linebackers on the outside is number 8, Caleb Franklin had a nice game last week, the senior, 5'10", 165. A very senior-laden defense that the Hornets put out there. Cleveland comes in at 5'11", 205. He's a senior, number 42. The other inside linebacker is number 30, Wesley Heineman. He's at 6 foot 195. He's a junior. And the other outside linebacker is number 15, Jabari Washington, 5'9", 195. He is a senior. In the backfield, protecting things back there at the corner is David Brown, 6 foot 165, a senior, number 26. At the other corner is Trey Scott III. He had a huge game last week, made some nice plays, but he did make a couple of costly penalties that he's going to want to try to clean up here tonight. Trey Scott III, 5'9", 160, the senior, number 2. And the safeties, number 6, Brent Carroll, the senior player, coach's son, Coach Mabus' son, number 1, Caden Mabus, the junior. He is a safety in the backfield as well. The teams are just about to get out there for the starting lineup. They are lining up, and the color guard is out there. Let's take a moment to pause here with the starting lineups, and we'll come back, Collin, for the Hornet offense after tonight's national anthem.
For over 40 years, Nelson Propane Gas has fueled the success of business and homes across East Texas. Restaurants, warehouses, farms, manufacturers, and homeowners get reliable propane solutions that keep them running strong. Our local team understands the unique needs of commercial and residential customers, and we back every delivery with dependable service and safety you can trust. Call Nelson Propane at 800-234-9052 or visit nelsonpropane.com. Nelson Propane, your hometown propane provider.
The hits keep coming. Back to Hornets High School football on KSAM.
I'm in Bryan, Texas. Dave Fanucci here with you, along with Collin, Neill. As we continue on the countdown to kickoff, sponsored by Nelson Propane, we are just moments away from kickoff here in Bryan, Texas, for the Hornets and the Vikings, and we continue with. And we continue with your starting lineup here for the Hornets on offense here tonight.
For over 40 years, Nelson Propane Gas has fueled the success of business and homes across East Texas. Restaurants, warehouses, farms, manufacturers, and homeowners get reliable propane solutions that keep them running strong. Our local team understands the unique needs of commercial and residential customers, and we back every delivery with dependable service and safety you can trust. Call Nelson Propane at 800-234-9052 or visit nelsonpropane.com. Nelson Propane, your hometown propane provider.
Hornets High School football on your home for the Hornets, KSAM.
And finishing up the Frank's Taco Stand, from the Taco Stand press box, the starting lineups here tonight on the Nelson Propane countdown to kickoff. On offense for the Hornets, at left tackle will be number 50, Trey Williams, the senior, 6'4", 304. At the left guard, number 61, Caleb Cruz. He's 6 foot 265. He's also a senior. Slot, the receiver that saw some targets last week. Number 3, Marcus Lewis, the senior, 5'9", 190. The other slot is Landon Fisher, the junior, 5'10", 170. As the coin flip goes to the Hornets, and they will receive the football first. Landon Fisher, the junior, 5'10", 170 in the slot. And the other wide receiver is KJ Betts, the sophomore, 5'9", 170, number 81. The starting quarterback for your Hornets, Zay Adolph, the sophomore, 6 foot 230, number 9. Keep an eye on him all night long. And at the tight end position, Jarius Singletary, number 28, 6 foot 4, 240, the senior. And of course, the starting running back for your Hornets, number 5, the senior, Trayshawn Brown, 5'9", 185. That's your starting lineup for the Huntsville Hornets here tonight on the Countdown to Kickoff pregame shows. Nelson Propane. We will be back in moments for the kickoff here tonight in Week 2 on the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network, powered by KSAM.
This has been the Nelson Propane Countdown to Kickoff. Stay tuned. Hornet football is next on KSAM.
Proud supporter of Huntsville High School, Danny Doherty State Farm in Huntsville covers all your business, auto, home, life, and renter's insurance needs. Call or stop by the office and get a quote today. They will find the right policy to fit your needs. Call Danny Doherty State Farm Insurance at 936-295-2067. That's 936-295-2067. Or visit them at 2914 Montgomery Road in Huntsville.
We're primed and ready. All day, baby. Yeah, let's go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. When it matters the most. It's starting something special right here, man. Let's go. We get a chance to prove ourselves right here. Come alive, bro. Go get one done. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
The following is a Hornet Nation Broadcast Network powered by KSAM Sports Broadcast. It's Friday night in Hornets country. This is Huntsville Hornets High School football. Proudly brought to you by Charlie's Used Cars, Heritage Oak Funeral Home, Amaya's Collision, Diana K. Barnes State Farm, Northside Baptist Church, AB Squared Self-Storage, Murray Insurance and Financial Services, Moak and Moak Attorneys at Law, MRC Creekside, Hartfield Florist, Nelson Amaya's Collision, University Heights Baptist Church, Advantage Specialties, Wiesner of Huntsville, Avila's Luxury Barbershop, Bill Fick Ford, Beckham & Jones Heating and Air Conditioning, Danny Doherty State Farm, Huntsville Independent School District, McWilliams & Sons Heating, Cooling and Plumbing, Mid-South Fiber Internet, Reliable Auto Parts, The Woodlands Financial Group, and Walker County Federal Credit Union. Now, live from the Frank's Taco Stand broadcast booth, here's Carlos Zimmerman, Brian Adams, and Emma Sims.
And we welcome you into the Frank's Taco Stand press box. We are underway here in Bryan tonight. The Hornets have received the kickoff and threw a pass play incomplete on first down. They returned the kick to about the 27, ran a ball on second down. It is now 3rd and 3 here for the Hornets. On 3rd and 3 from their own 35. The Hornets get the football first in the Heritage Oak Funeral Home first quarter. And it's Brown around the right side to pick up the first down with a couple of yards and just got past the line to gain, Collin.
It's a good run right there by Trayshawn Brown. He had to go to the outside, so he did a little shuffle. Just such a good job. This drive did not start out well for the Hornets. It was a fumbled snap by Adolph. That snap wasn't really good, but Adolph was able to get it back and at least throw for an incompletion. At least it wasn't a negative play, but a good start here for the Hornets, getting the first down here on this first series.
It's their first Moak and Moak first down of the night. It's a fresh set of downs, and he swings it out to Brown behind the line. That ball's on the turf. He has to pick it up. It's still on the ground, and now they're saying it's an incomplete pass. A very dangerous play. It looked equilateral to the left from Adolph over to Brown. He could not corral it on the catch. It could have been a backwards pass, but they're calling it an incomplete pass, luckily. and it'll be 2nd and 10.
That was a good play right there by Chester Gooden for Bryan. He was able to get to Brown on the outside. That pass could have been a little bit better. It could have gotten out there much quicker, but thankfully for the Hornets, it did not end in disaster. They have 2nd and 10 here. 2nd
and 10 from the 39, their own 39. And a high snap goes to Adolph. He tucks it and runs right side. Brock free. He's got nothing but green grass to the 20, the 10-5, and down to the 1-yard line. He almost made it to the house. The ball came loose in the end zone, but he was down. Zay Adolph all the way to the house, and just short. The knee was dropped down at the 2. It'll be a fresh set of downs, 1st and goal on a huge run by the QB.
What a run by Zay Adolph, and he's displaying the speed right there. That is a play right there that the Hornets needed after that bad first play that could have been disaster. And I could just see it happening right now. Trayshawn Brown run to the right side, in for 6. It could happen right here.
It's going to be Adolph himself, and he just keeps it, breaks a tackle, left side around the edge, and he takes it the rest of the 2 yards for the first touchdown of the night for the Hornets, and it's 6-0, just like that.
Well, this Heritage Oak Funeral Home first quarter is off to such a great start for the Huntsville Hornets. Zay Adolph in for 6. I thought he was going to hand it off to Brown, but hey, the quarterback could run as well, as we all know, full and well. Just a good inside run, and now they're going to go for quite a strange formation here. He's got 6 guys lined up on the left side. They're probably going to, I wonder if they're going to go for 2 here, and it looks like they are.
A wild formation the Hunts have out there. There's only 4 guys in the middle of the field. They keep it and snap it to Brown on the right side. He takes it in for 2, and it's 8-0.
Hey.
Unbelievable. Actually, it was Marcus Lewis. It wasn't even Brown. It was Marcus Lewis. That was a wild formation. They had 6 linemen on the far left side of the field and 4 guys in the middle of the field with just a confusing situation for Bryan.
Hey, I'm very shocked about that. What just absolute aggressive move right here by head coach Todd Mavis, out to an 8-0 lead, putting the pressure instantly on Bryan early in this Heritage Oak Funeral Home first quarter.
Unbelievable start for the Hornets after they got a little bit shaky on the first play of the night. They picked it up from there, and a huge run by Adolph gets him down into the red zone. He takes it in from there. The Hornets lead at 8-0 on the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network, powered by KSAM. Come on back.
In your time of need, we're here to help. I'm Andy Graves with Heritage Oak Funeral Home in Huntsville. Heritage Oak Funeral Home provides compassionate and comprehensive funeral and cremation services, and we understand the importance of honoring your loved one's memory with dignity and respect. We believe in celebrating life and honoring memories. Visit our website at heritageoakfh.com. Heritage Oak Funeral Home, where heritage meets home. Your hometown funeral home.
This is B.J. McMichael, Minister of Students and Outreach at University Heights Baptist Church and a proud 1993 Hornet graduate. At UHBC, we believe Sunday is game day for your faith. We start at 8 a.m. with our traditional worship. Then both at 9:30 and at 11, you have options. Huddle up in a small group or attend contemporary worship. 2 time slots with the same great options. Don't forget about Wednesday nights from 6 to 7:30 Bible studies and programming for every age and stage. If you don't already have a church home, we want to invite you to add church to your weekly game plan. We'll save you a seat. Sting 'em, Hornets.
Hometown proud, Hornet strong. KSAM is your hometown radio station.
And welcome back into the Frank's Taco Stand Press Box in Bryan, Texas. 8-0 Hornets. That was an MRC Creekside first quarter touchdown here in the Heritage Oak Funeral Home first quarter. Bryan returns the kickoff here while we were on a break, and there must have been a penalty. They returned it all the way down to all the way back here to the Hornet 40, but there's a flag on the play, brings it all the way back to the Bryan 11. It looks like to be about actually right on the 10-yard line, where Bryan is stuck deep in their own end zone, where quarterback Cooper Murr will take over on 1st and 10. Murr out of the shotgun. He has a running back to his right, hands it off to him, and that's Wade straight ahead for no gain as the Hornets swallow him up.
They closed that gap very quickly. It looked like he was trying to go through that A gap in between the center and guard. But, man, that Hornet front seven already showing signs that they are ready to go here tonight.
You can hear the PA announcer in your broadcast very easily call out some names that we'll be trying to describe to you as well. It is Murr on second down, no gain, 2nd and 10 with his running back to his left now. He's going to swing it out to the right side, though, and that is a huge hit on a catch caught by Nate Johnson, the receiver, but boy, did 26 for the Hornets bring the house there. David Brown just drilled him to the ground as soon as he caught the ball.
The Hornets defense is sending a message here early on. They are not here to mess around here tonight.
David Brown he saw the completion and just came up and just jackhammered the receiver straight to the ground. And we've got a little bit of a discussion here by the referees here on what is going to be third down here, and it's looking like 3rd and 9 here that was a 1-yard completion to Nate Johnson. Cooper. Well, there you go. You hear about a penalty there as well, so that's going to bring Bryan even further back. And now they're literally lining up almost in their own end zone. They're at the ball's on the 6-yard line. So a 5-yard penalty makes it 2nd and 14 for Cooper Murr. He's got Wade to his left, one wide receiver on each side. He's going to be back to pass from his own end zone. Gets it out into the slot, complete to number 10. Ian Foster makes the catch.
Yeah, good job by Mavis, the DB, going out there quickly, making sure nothing gets behind them. It looks like they're going to go with the short game here and make it a 3rd and medium. It's a good idea right here by Bryan to make that 3rd down manageable. Just play safe, take what the defense gives you, but this is where the Hornets defense has to be stout right here on 3rd down. The catch, or if Murr maybe makes a better throw, it would have been right in Foster's wheelhouse. Mavis, though, doing a good job keeping Foster right in front of him, but a quick 3 and out for the Bryan Vikings, where they could have started at around the 50-yard line, and unfortunately an illegal block in the back took them all the way back there. Just not a good start for Bryan, but a great start for the Huntsville Hornets.
Absolutely. Very good start on both sides of the ball here tonight for the Hornets. Take the football down the field. You lead it 8-0. You come out on defense. Now they're going to punt it away, and they force a 3 and out. What a beautiful rugby-style punt that lands at the 30-yard line, takes a Bryan roll, and will be downed, ignored by the Hornet special teams, but downed at the 19, Collin. What a punt.
Yeah, that was Adrian Espino on that punt. That's just beautiful. Special teams is very important, but let's see what the Hornets can do. They have all the momentum, it feels like, as they're going to go ahead and already get the offense on the field.
Yeah, that was a one of the best punts you'll see from a high school player down here, buried in his own 10-yard line, and then boots it all the way into the red zone on the other side of the field, untouched. Well, the Hornets have the football back, leading at 8-0 from their own 19. Here in the first quarter, 8 minutes to go in the first. We're underway in the Heritage Oak Funeral Home first quarter. Hornets trying to produce on some points again with their second possession. It's Adolph out of the shotgun, going to fake the handoff and flip it out to the edge, or he's got his...
Yeah, looks like they're gonna work the short pass game as well here tonight to make second down a lot easier. If you get a nice second down and medium, second down and short, you can basically do whatever you want. I mean, of course, that's a cliche in football. I mean, everyone knows that. But I wonder how much they're really going to pass the ball here tonight, if they're going to run that ball well like they did on that first drive.
Yeah, 2nd and 3 here after a completion of 7, and it's going to be Brown this time on a right side sweep. He gets it around the edge. He's breaking free. Now he's free to the 50, untouched 40, 30, 20, to the sideline and the house. It's again another touchdown for the Hornets here on a huge run by Brown all the way down the right side and into the end zone for the touchdown here tonight. The MRC Creekside touchdown for Brown, his first of the game, and just like that, it's 14-0.
Well, just real quick here, they're going to go ahead and possibly do the same thing they did on that first drive with the 2-point conversion. Same formation. I wonder if it's going to go to Lewis once again. We'll see right here what happens.
Exact same formation. The linemen are on the far left side of the field. They empty out the backfield, and again, there's nobody around there. And what a formation. I mean, this is just an easy 2 points to just run the ball in for Marcus Lewis. He's got nobody around him to just try to get away from, and he punches it in again. 16-0 Hornets, another MRC Creekside touchdown, 2 possessions, 2 TDs. Your Hornets lead it 16-0, just minutes into the game already here tonight from Bryan Stadium and the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network, powered by KSAM Sports.
Where there's a will, there's a way, as the saying goes. But where there's no will, there's absolutely no way your last wishes will be known. You need to get serious about your estate and call Sam Moak at Moak & Moak to get your estate, will, and other documents updated now. Without a will and proper estate plan, the government decides with probate. You've put it off long enough. Sam A. Moak's practice is focused on estate planning, probate, elder law, real estate, and transactional law. Practical wisdom, trusted advice, and personal service. Moak & Moak, attorneys at law.
This is the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network on KSAM.
$7:23 to go in the first quarter here from Bryan, Texas, and your Hornets are off to an absolutely fantastic start, Collin. Couldn't have gone much better. Huge touchdown run there by Brown. Prior to that, on the first possession, Adolph almost runs one in. They punch in two-point conversions, and they're up 16-zip.
Yeah, and this Heritage Oak Funeral Home first quarter, as Caleb Kulak now sends it away. Let's see if the Hornets can keep up the dominance that they're already displaying.
Kick goes up the middle, and then the returner for Bryan brings it all the way back out to the 30. They were stymied in their first offensive possession. The Hornets did a very nice job creating a 3-and-out, but they have a little bit more breathing room here this time for the Vikings. They got it at the 31 now, and it'll be Cooper Murr again out there with Javalen Wade, his running back to his on his 2 wide receivers on the right side, spread out formation right in the middle of the hashtags. The hash marks, it's Murr right in the center of the field from the 31. 1st and 10, he's going to hand it off, and Wade breaks a tackle and then is met by 5 Hornet white jerseys that stand him up, and they couldn't get him to the ground, but the whistles blow. He did gain about 5 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 5 here for the Vikings.
Yeah, that was actually, so they're actually going with someone different here. It looks to be LeVert Wallace down there with Cooper Murr, so Wade's not
that wasn't Wade.
In. And number 22, LeVert Wallace. It is interesting to see what they're trying to do here.
I see that, yeah.
Looks like they're going to try to spread out the field here. They're switching around a little bit. Looks to be some miscommunication on Bryan's side if I'm judging from the sidelines.
That is Wallace to his left again. So it's Murr and Wallace. He's going to tuck it and throw. He's going to throw it to the right side and incomplete. Kind of dangerous as his receiver was covered by 26 for the Hornets. Again, David Brown there on the coverage on the far side of the field from our vantage point. And it was to the right side for Murr as he was throwing to his arm side. Ball still in the center of the field in between the hash marks. And it'll be 3rd and 5 here for the Vikings. Trying to look for their first down of the night. Back to throw, goes over the middle, has his receiver underneath in the middle of the field. That is going to look to be close to it, Collin, and they're gonna say he got it. So a 5-yard completion to Ian Foster picks up the first down of the evening on offense for the Bryan Vikings. Fresh set of downs. Hornets back on defense for Murr and company as they set up from the 43. And it's a handoff, delayed handoff, scoots around the right side, picked up 3 or 4 maybe. And that time it was Wallace again, not the 1,500-yard runner Javalen Wade, who is not in there right now. It is Wallace. And it'll be 2nd and 6 nearing midfield for the Vikings as we click down to 5:35 to go in the first quarter. Vikings snap it to Merce. Quick pass on the shoot to the edge. It's caught by 11. Wyatt Brown on a catch and run. Tried to get a little yak yardage there. He got very close to the first down. A quick pass out, and they do call it he got enough.
Yeah,
so they move the chains.
Yeah, he did, and that was a good job blocking right there for Ian Foster, able to give his receiver friend some room, Wyatt Brown, and Brown's going to go quickly here.
And the Vikings have no running room on this play. The Hornets come up to clog up the opportunity on the right side of the line there. Great pursuit to the ball by the green helmets as the runner there got absolutely nothing there. He may have lost a yard. It'll be 2nd and 10, but it is across midfield for the Vikings for the first time tonight, and they play from the 47-yard line of the Hornets on a 2nd and 10. Murr back to pass, going to throw it quickly into the slant. Picked off! Intercepted by the Hornets. It's number 2, returning it to midfield. And it is Trey Scott III with his first pick of the season. Collin with the turnover, buddy.
There you go. That's what you needed right there. Man, oh man, this is such a dream start in this Heritage Oak Funeral Home first quarter for the Huntsville Hornets. I mean,
you couldn't have dreamed it better.
I mean, with 4:40 left here, they could do what they did to Bryan last year in that fourth quarter when they put up 21 points. They could put up another 20-pointer here in this first quarter, rather, not in late in the game like last year. And they're just throwing all stops here with 2 running backs in the backfield, with 8 off and 3 receivers out.
So they have the football now on offense for their third possession. Here's a run play left side. And a nice chunk of yardage by Brown, who breaks some tackles and gets 6 to 7 yards around the left side. Looks like he got 6, so it'll be 2nd and 4 as the Hornets drive it into Bryan territory here. They start from their own 50. Pick up a 6. It'll be 2nd and 4 for the Hornets as we are down to 4:14 in the first quarter. Two running backs, one on each side, and it's going to be Adolph keeping it himself, but and he dropped the football. He lost the football. It looks like it's on the ground. It could have been picked up by the Vikings. I want to say that it was. They strip sacked him, Collin, and he did lose the football. Bryan recovers.
Yeah, that's not what you want if you're the Huntsville Hornets. A turnover for Bryan, and now the Bryan Vikings are feeling it. They're already starting in Hornet territory on this drive. They can hurry up and real quick go down the field and score here, Dave. And that's kind of, I mean, they say momentum is kind of a myth here in sports as a whole, but if I'm a big believer in momentum, I'm pretty sure the Bryan Vikings are feeling it right now. They can go down the field and score. They're going to keep working that short pass game. That's been working. The running game isn't exactly working, so they kind of have to do the opposite, kind of that West Coast ideology. Throw the passing game really well in order to open up the run game.
Well, we trade turnovers there right in the middle of the field. Hornets get a pick. Then they fumble it away, and here's a run play straight ahead. Wallace has room to run, and the Hornets didn't cover it. Met up by the safety for a huge gain down inside the 30. Wallace is tackled by the last man at the 22-yard line on a fresh set of downs for Bryan, and approaching the red zone of the Hornets here as the Vikings try to get on the board here tonight in the first quarter. Fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 from the 22. Murr out of the shotgun. Low snap, he dropped it on the ground. Picks it up, and now it's a broken play, and the Hornets sack him. A helmet came off. That player's going to need to go off the field. Unfortunately, that's a Hornet player, so he's got to take a seat for one play. But it was a bad snap, Collin, and Murr had to kind of eat it back there for a loss of about 5.
Yeah, that's Jemiah Peterson losing his helmet. So, like you said, he's got to come out for a play. and it's going to be a big second down and long right here for Bryan. I anticipate they do what they did on that second drive is find a short pass on the curl route, either to Foster or on the other side to Brown. Let's see what they do here.
Murr on 2nd and 14, middle of the field. They're going to throw it in the slot, has a receiver caught right away and push backwards for a little bit of a gain. It was Wyatt Brown again, sort of in the slot area. He turned around and caught the pass. He may have gotten it back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 11, I should say, and still kind of a longer 3rd down.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that play call a little bit. They're throwing it into the flat. I figured that they would try to go over the middle of the field on a short pass. I mean, the Hornets are doing a good job establishing the boundaries, but I wonder if they're at least going to run the football, probably give their kicker a shot at getting at least some points on the board.
Murr back to pass, though. He's going to throw it over the middle, has a receiver 1 foot in bounds, and that is going to be caught, and it's very close to a first down, and it is going to be 4th and very short. You got to imagine Bryan is going to try to go for this right now. It is 4th and less than a yard at the 23. They are lining up with the offense. 4th and short here for the Vikings. In the red zone, going for it here. It's Murr and a player, 42 for Bryan, Kalen Fletcher. Is that correct, Collin? Is that what you see, 42?
Yeah, Kalen Fletcher moved, and you could just tell by the body language that he knew he messed up here. And it looks like that they're still going to go for it here.
Yeah.
And they just want to try to see if they can at least get the first down, keep this drive going. That's just something that you cannot do if you are Bryan. The Hornets have to take advantage. Yard field goal here for the Bryan Vikings. It looks to be going to be Jaffe Gonzalez going to line up a 40-yard field goal attempt here from the left hash. It pushes the Vikings back into field goal opportunity here instead of going forward on 4th and short. 2:26 to go in the first quarter. Vikings trying to get on the board, and we have a timeout on the field. The University Heights Baptist Church timeout. We'll take this timeout with them on the University Heights Baptist Church right here on the Huntsville Hornet Nation Broadcast Network, powered by KSAM.
This is B.J. McMichael, Minister of Students and Outreach at University Heights Baptist Church and a proud 1993 Hornet graduate. At UHBC, we believe Sunday is game day for your faith. We start at 8 a.m. with our traditional worship. Then both at 9:30 and 11, you have options. Huddle up in a small group or attend contemporary worship. 2 time slots with the same great options. Don't forget about Wednesday nights from 6 to 7:30 Bible studies and programming for every age and stage. If you don't already have a church home, we want to invite you to add church to your weekly game plan. We'll save you a seat. Sting 'em Hornets.
Hornet pride lives on KSAM. Sting 'em Hornets.
And back here at Bryan ISD Stadium, Dave Fanucci, Collin, Neill with you late in the first quarter here in the Frank's Taco Stand press box at the Hornets up 16-0, but Bryan trying to convert their first points of the game here tonight on a 40-yard field goal attempt by Gonzalez here of the Vikings. They're lining it up from the left hash. The ball is down. The kick is up. It looks good. It is enough distance, but it is wide right. And the Hornets make another stop. The offsides on the short 4th and 1 comes back to haunt Bryan, and they are left off the scoreboard.
Yeah, that's just disappointing if you're Bryan. A turnover that turns into no points, especially since they had a 4th and 1, but a false start happened, and that just pushed them back even further. Man, that's just got to be deflating. But the Hornets have to really take care of the football. Stuff like that cannot happen. I mean, they got away with it on the first drive here, Dave, but earlier on in this Heritage Oak Funeral Home first quarter, they got to take care of the football, but the snaps have definitely got to be better.
And we're back to the offense for the Hornets. Adolph and Brown in the backfield. Trip wide receivers to the left on the high side. They flip it out there and try to get some coverage. It is the receiver running behind his coverage there after he catches the ball. Rogers makes the catch there. He got about 7 after the catch and run.
Yeah, that's good. Again, just another good job, another good play on first down. I'm really liking the first down play calling here tonight. That's really been helping them a lot. I mean, yes, they're dominating right now, but the fact this play call, this game plan they have going is really good.
Second down, low pass to the right side. It is caught and run forward by Marcus Lewis. And that's enough for a first down and more and a fresh set of downs on the Moke and Moke first down for the Hornets. They move the chains.
Got to keep going here. About 90 seconds left in this Heritage Oak Funeral Home first quarter. That's a great job getting that Moke and Moke attorneys at law first down.
Trip wide receivers to the left from the right hash. It's a handoff, right side sweep. Couple of blue jerseys follow that runner and drag him down just after a short yardage gain on Brown there. It is just a couple for 2nd and 8 here upcoming with 1 minute to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, this Chester Gooden kid on the front line on the defensive side for Bryan has been really solid. I'm actually pretty impressed. He's very explosive right off the jump, right on the snap. That's how he was able to get right behind Brown pretty quickly before Brown could do his shifty moves.
Second down here as Brown goes left side and around the edge and has more. The edge past the yardage marker and pushed out of bounds. The Vikings push him out across the 50, and it's another Moke and Moke attorneys at law first down for the Hornets as we approach the last seconds here of the Heritage Oak Funeral Home first quarter here, and it's been a perfect, well, I shouldn't say perfect. They did make one mistake, but a fantastic first quarter here for your Hornets. Here's a run play left side, and still on his feet, but a bunch of guys in a pile up there, Collin, as the Brown carry goes into a pile of bodies, but he did pick up positive yardage for 4. And it may be the last play of the first quarter here. If that thing clicks off, it's 13 seconds to go, and that might be it. We might be flipping sides here at the end of the Heritage Oak Funeral Home first quarter here tonight from Bryan, Texas. That is going to do it. 16-0. Your Huntsville Hornets on top after 1 here in Bryan, Texas. Come on back for the second quarter on the Hornets Nation Broadcast Network, powered by KSAM.
For over 40 years, Nelson Propane Gas has fueled the success of business and homes across East Texas. Restaurants, warehouses, farms, manufacturers, and homeowners get reliable propane solutions that keep them running strong. Our local team understands the unique needs of commercial and residential customers, and we back every delivery with dependable service and safety you can trust. Call Nelson Propane at 800-234-9052 or visit nelsonpropane.com. Nelson Propane, your hometown propane provider.
In your time of need, we're here to help. I'm Andy Graves with Heritage Oak Funeral Home in Huntsville. Heritage Oak Funeral Home provides compassionate and comprehensive funeral and cremation services, and we understand the importance of honoring your loved one's memory with dignity and respect. We believe in celebrating life and honoring memories. Visit our website at heritageoakfh.com. Heritage Oak Funeral Home, where heritage meets home, your hometown funeral home.
The hits keep coming. Back to Hornets High School football on KSAM.
And back in the Frank's Taco Stand press box, we start the second quarter, and we hand it over to Collin Neill for your play-by-play.
Thanks, Dave. Adolph gets the snap. He hands it off. This time it's going to be Burks. Burks breaking free, and he has plenty of yardage and in for the first down. The Moke and Moke attorneys at law. First down, Trayshawn Brown not in the backfield, and Burks, Jacavian Burks, the junior, getting some carry here tonight.
Great first run for that young man. He picked up a nice chunk of yardage and a fresh set of downs.
About the same formation. Jacavian Burks in the backfield with Zay Adolph, Marcus Lewis on the far side. Burks gets the snap, but oh, what a stiff arm, and he somehow gets positive yardage. What a play by Burks. The pile stops at the 26-yard line. And that's just a big boy run right there for Jacavian Burks.
Well, he did get stopped a little bit initially in the background there. You said it was a great stiff arm to get out of that, but by the time he got free, there were about 5 other blue jerseys there to meet him. So it's going to be a 3rd and 9 here for the Hornet offense. Or 2nd and 9, I should say.
Adolph fakes the give, going outside, throws over Singletary, and it is incomplete, intended for, looks to be Marcus Lewis. He probably could have caught that, but either way, it's going to be a 3rd down and long for the Huntsville Hornets. They're trying to get inside that Murray Insurance and Financial Services red zone.
Well, they've scored on 2 of their first 3 possessions. The other one was a fumble lost by Adolph. So they're now approaching the red zone here at the 26 and trying to keep this drive alive here to go up 3 scores.
C.J. Rogers near sideline. It's going to be Burks in the slot. 3 receivers on the other side. Adolph gets the snap. He's going to keep it on a QB draw, and he's going to get swallowed up in the backfield. A good tackle made by Carson Dodd, the senior linebacker. It's going to be 4th down and 10. It looks like Adolph lost a yard on it. Let's see what the Hornets do here. Up 16-0 with 10:30 left here in this second quarter.
Looks like they're keeping the offense out there, Collin, to try to see what they can do here on a 4th and 10, basically. It's kind of no man's land. You can't really try a field goal here. It's probably too long for their kicker, and it's just a sort of that's the situation you're in.
5 receivers out. Adolph gets the snap. He's looking. He's throwing towards the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Hornets! Landon Fisher with a nice catch in the Hornets. 3rd touchdown of the night. MRC Creekside touchdown. And the Hornets are up 22-0. What a throw by Adolph, but what a catch by Fisher.
Yeah, absolute laser beam from Adolph. Hits his receiver basically at the goal line, falls to the ground with the catch. The pass was perfectly thrown right into the receiver's hands, hits the ground for the touchdown, and wow, the Hornets playing some big-time football here tonight.
Caleb Kulak will kick on this extra point. It is up through the uprights and a good splitting the Nelson Amaya's Collision Center uprights. Scores 23-0. The Huntsville Hornets are up on the Bryan Vikings. And, Dave, while we have some time, let's thank some of our wonderful sponsors for sponsoring this season of Huntsville Hornet football.
Yep, we're happy to have these folks with us here on all our broadcasts this season. The AB2 Self-Storage, your local go-to self-storage facility. Charlie's Used Cars, as you heard on the pregame show, customer satisfaction is our #1 priority. Diana K. Barnes, State Farm Insurance, focusing on auto, home, life, farm and ranch, business, pet and tractor insurance in Huntsville and surrounding areas. And the Huntsville Independent School District. It's a great day to be a Hornet. We're building champions, everyone, every day.
And also don't forget Hartfield Florist, personalizing your events since 1957. Bryan Vikings return team out there. The Huntsville Hornet kick team is heading out there as well. Caleb Kulak, of course, will be on the kick. The Bryan Vikings have had quite a few good returns, including the first go that they had. And they're in a deep hole right now, down 23-0 against the Hornets. 10:02 left in the second quarter. Man, this is just a different start than this team had last year against Bryan.
Yeah. And an absolutely different feel and look to this team completely than last week in Brenham when this team has come out here tonight and just has their game caps ready to go. I mean, they're on top of everything. They've had one little small mistake on a fumble, but that's been it.
And Lavert Wallace is one returning, and he probably should have just let that go out of bounds. That ball was clearly going to go out of bounds. That's a crucial mistake right there by Lavert Wallace. And the Bryan Vikings are going to have to start at their own 17-yard line.
That's a mistake that the Huntsville Hornets did last week that caused them problems in the second quarter. And now the Vikings did the exact same thing. They caught a kickoff at their own 17 that was clearly going out of bounds. And they're starting their drive there, but what a couple of momentum changes here in this game. And this home crowd here in Bryan looks up at the scoreboard, and their team is down 23 points to a team coming over on the road as a 5A school.
9:55 left in this second quarter. Huntsville Hornets in control. Murr is in the backfield alongside Levert Wallace. Murr gets the snap, hands it off to Wallace, running through the left side. He's breaking loose, and he's got enough for the first down, about 11.5-yard gain. And the Bryan Vikings trying to get things going here. They want to get some points on the board.
You know, there's here's a developing story here. We're wondering what the problem is with Wade, and if you look down on the sidelines here, the 1,500-yard runner for the senior running back for Bryan is standing on the sidelines for the Vikings here in street clothes, Collin. We've got an issue there. That is why Wallace has been out there. I'm wondering what the situation is and what happened to him.
And Murr tries to go to the boundary, but just a big miscommunication. It looked like that pass was going to be intended for this would be Jesus Lozano Cervantes, but Cervantes just went the wrong way. He was running around a slant route, but just nothing there. It's going to be second down and 10 for the Bryan Vikings, unless.
So that is a absolutely a developing story here for Wade, who doesn't look like he's going to be playing here tonight. I don't know. Did he start the game that way, or I thought he was in there for a play?
No, it looks like he's
on the sideline with jeans on.
By the way, the Bryan Vikings were penalized for an illegal man downfield. The penalty was declined. They'll start again on 2nd and 10. Murr, along with Wallace, once again in the backfield. He gets the snap, hands it off to Wallace, runs to the left side, and it's clogged up. Try to go through the left side, but a good job by the Huntsville Hornets. Looks like it's going to be Sam Cleveland. He's been all over the field tonight for the Huntsville Hornets. Those linebackers, those middle linebackers have been doing such a good job here tonight for Huntsville.
And another potential stop here for your Hornets with the Vikings backed up at their own 30 here on a 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9 from their own 29. Murr gets the snap. He rolls to the left side, and he almost gets wrapped up. He's going to run it himself, and he has enough for the first down.
Wow.
Fred Oladele had him basically on it with his hands on the jersey, but Murr somehow got away.
Yeah, well, it was a nice little recovery run. Oladale almost had him buried back there. Murr got away and then snuck around and broke a tackle, dodged a player, and got just enough for the first down. Out to the 41 for the Vikings, where they will set up on a fresh set of downs.
One receiver up top, once again in shotgun formation. Murr is with Wallace. 2 receivers near side. Motion. Murr gets the snap. He's looking deep. He's going to throw deep, and it's going to be, almost intercepted. Oh, man. It was going right into Mavis's hands off of the tip by Brent Carroll. And, man, the Hornets almost forced the Bryan's second turnover of the evening. It's going to be 3rd and 10.
Mavis was looking at it like, man, if that hadn't been tipped, I had that one. But his defender came in front. His own teammate came in front of him. He was playing center field back there. He would have had it, but it's just a defensive player came in and tried to make the play as well and tipped it, and then it went off Mavis's hands. But incomplete for 2nd and 10.
Foster on the far side once again. Jesus Cervantes on the near side. Snap. Murr looking. He's throwing, and he's going to have a receiver. That is going to be Nate Johnson. It was incomplete, though. It hit the ground. Johnson is beside himself. It seemed like the Bryan Vikings were convinced that he caught it. It's going to be 4th down and 10, and they're going to go for it.
I believe it's 3rd. It's 3rd down here. This is a 3rd down play. But it was close. I thought he may have trapped that one, Collin, but I guess the refs said no. And it looked like he actually caught it, but it could have been trapped is the problem with the ball also touching the ground while he caught it. 3rd and 10 here from the 41.
Looks like that 3 was already up there. Oh, well, they must have not changed it from before. I got a little confused right there. But shotgun formation once again for Murr. He gets the snap. He's looking. looking, scrambling to his right. He's looking for a receiver, and he's got one in Cervantes Lopez, and it is going to be a catch along the sideline. They're going to mark him at the Huntsville Hornet 41. They're now in Huntsville territory. Bryan moving along quickly.
Okay, well, they came up with a clutch little third and play. Cervantes Lopez was just kind of hanging out on the sideline over there all alone, and they just kind of lobbed it to him, and he's lucky he got his feet in bounds there, but he did, and it was a completion down to the 44, 43, 2-yard line for the Vikings to set up.
Lozano Cervantes' name has been called quite a lot here, but he's out of the game now. Murr in the backfield once again. A tight end to his left with Wallace to his left. He hands it off to his receiver in Brown. Brown will get tripped up, and the ball is loose. The Huntsville Hornets are saying they have it. What's the signal? Still waiting. Still waiting. No signal. The Hornets are saying that they have the ball, and they do! Another turnover for Bryan, and the Huntsville Hornets have the ball back with 7:39 left in the second quarter, up 23-0.
The Bryan Vikings makes another mistake. They come down here, put together a nice little drive, but it was actually, I believe, the QB Murr that kept it on that one. And then it got coughed up in the middle of the field with a bunch of bodies around, and a Hornet fell on it. So they will have the football at their own 34-yard line up.
Zay Adolph in the backfield. He gets the snap, hands it off to Brown, and he lost the football. Adolph was able to pick it up, and now he's scrambling. He's going to get tackled in the backfield. Once again, just some crazy stuff going on in the backfield where a ball gets loose. The tackle made by Troy Odell, and it's going to be a 2nd down and 10. So no loss of yardage, but no gain.
Boy, the handles tonight are loose. I mean, the ball's been on the ground, I think, 5 or 6 times already here from both sides combined, and it's just sort of, it's not slippery or rainy or anything out there. They just dropped it, and it's been both sides.
Adolph once again in the shotgun. Burks to his right. Right behind him is Trayshawn Brown. Gets the snap, hands it off to Burks. He's got some blockers. He's going through, and he's got some nice yardage. Did he get the first down? They are saying, yes, he did. That is a Mocha attorneys at law first down for Jacavian Burks. Some good blocking ahead of him.
Well done there to keep the chains moving. 6:44 to go here in the half. Easy 23-0 lead. No reason to rush anything. Take your time. You've got a fresh set of downs at the 45.
They're going to mark him at the 44-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Huntsville Hornets. Trying to get in Bryan territory once again, up 23-0 with 6:26 left in the second quarter. Adolph gets the snap, fakes the handoff, goes far side. It's caught by a Hornet. There's a flag down. Bryan swallows him up. It's going to be C.J. Rogers on the catch, the senior wide receiver. But let's see what the flag is. It might be coming back.
Yeah, it does look like could be in the territory for the Hornets. Maybe, well, let's see what they say.
They're having some discussions. Let's see. We'll hear from the White Hat here in just a moment, still discussing some things. All right, here is the call.
It's coming back. Holding. Ref was breaking up. It was holding on the Hornets. That's going to come bring it back to, looks like about 1st and 16 or so.
Yeah, it's going to be on the Hornets' 39-yard line. They need to get to the Bryan Vikings 46. Adolph right behind him, almost mishandles the snap again. Adolph has to scramble. He throws it away. And there was no receiver in the area. It was past the line of scrimmage. And he was outside the tackle box, so there is no intentional grounding. Man, Adolph almost got sacked. Good job.
That was close, Collin. I mean, he was swallowed up back there, and he lofted it into no man's land over here. But he just did get away with it. There was no flag, and he did a good job to avoid that sack, and it's going to be 2nd and 16.
I mean, just some good awareness by the sophomore, able to get it off. Here's the snap. Adolph looking to his right. He will now keep it himself. He's got all kinds of green right in front of him. He is running. He slides. He gets hit. No flag is thrown, but it is another Mocha Attorneys at Law first down on a tremendous run by Zay Adolph in Bryan Vikings territory at their looks to be 37-yard line.
Total breakdown on coverage there by the Vikings. It was a wide open field on the right side, and Adolph just burst out there and took off, slid down at the 36, and now they jump off sides.
Adolph will have a free play here. No, they're going to blow the whistle. The play is dead. The Bryan Vikings are actually pointing to, that's going to go into the Huntsville Hornets way. Jason Flynn-Troy, the senior, wearing that big number 91, was telling the referees that it was them, but he doesn't seem too happy. Let's see what the call is. And the penalty will be on, said Flynn-Troy. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. It made contact with an offensive lineman, so it's going to be a free 5 yards for the Hornets.
5:34 to play in the first half here. It was 23-0 at the end of the first quarter, if I'm not mistaken, or no, was it? It was 16-0. So the Hornets do have a touchdown here in the second, and we're trying to make this a 4-score situation here as they approach the red zone of the Vikings.
Adolph gets a low snap, fakes the handoff, throws over the middle, and incomplete. His intended target was Landon Fisher. It's going to be second down and 5. Why not take a shot? You got a free 5 yards, 1st and 5, might as well.
Yeah, I really like the way Adolph is throwing his passes tonight with a little more authority and zip, and sort of, it just seems a little, with the spiral straight. It was a little kind of loose last week. It was a little lighter than that, but he's gunning it in there towards his receivers now.
2 receivers far side, 1 receiver near. Jerry Singletary lines up on the left side as the tight end. He steps back a little bit. Trayshawn Brown, the running back in the backfield with Adolph. Adolph fumbles the snap again, and he's just going to have to keep it. He almost got tackled. He somehow breaks it. He has Brown as a blocker. What a great block. Adolph is running, and he has the first down. Unbelievable. Mocha Attorneys at Law first down, and he gets into the Murray Insurance and Financial Services red zone. My goodness, it was incredible.
That was wild is what it was. He was, first of all, another ball on the turf here tonight. There's probably 7 by now, 4 or 5 on each team. And he picks it up, and there's 4 blue jerseys in front of him. One of them almost neck collar tackled him. He got out of the tackle, broke free, swung it around the edge, and got a first down out of it. A Mocha Attorney first down on a broken play. And the ball's in the red zone at the 20.
From the 20-yard line, Adolph gets the snap, a QB keep once again. He runs through. He's got blockers to the right side, and he gets tripped up at the 8-yard line. It's going to be another Mocha Attorneys at Law first down, and some players are slow to get up. Trey Williams was being that convoy blocker on the right side, swinging from his left side spot. There is a penalty flag, though, on the field. This could be coming back.
Yeah, it looks like it is. It was a nice little run by Adolph. He found an opening, but obviously the Hornets kind of held somebody to make that opening, so it'll be 2nd and 20, or 1st and 20, I should say, from the 30. And no damage there. Just keep the ball in your possession. 4:48 to go, up 23-0. See what you can do here from the 30, fresh set of downs. But you got to get 20 yards now for a first down instead of 10.
C.J. Rogers line up on the far side. Jerry Singletary is in the slot position. 2 receivers near side. Adolph once again in shotgun formation. He gets the snap. He's looking to his left. He has to scramble as a rusher comes in, and it's caught by Rogers along the sidelines. He gets out of bounds right around the 25-yard line. So it'll be a much more manageable second down. But once again, a good job by Adolph as a free rusher comes through. It looked like it was,
well, that was
Carson Dodd maybe that came in screaming through.
Gosh, that spot was odd. I mean, I thought it was a few yards further downfield than that, but they placed it at the 25.
And the Vikings jump. Free play, throwing to Rogers, and it is almost intercepted. It's incomplete, but it will nonetheless be a free 5 yards for the Hunters.
It's gone well for Bryan. They've made some nice plays on offense. Defensively, they are struggling to contain this this attack by the Hornets here tonight is well organized and well operating very well here against this Bryan Viking D, and the Viking D is having all kinds of issues.
Jacaden Lewis, another tight end, it looks like in the game now for the Huntsville Hornets, Alongside Jerry Singletary, might see some 12 personnel out there. We will. Trayshawn Brown lined up left side of Zay Adolph. 2 receivers near side. Fakes the snap, play action, throws it. It is caught, but that is going to be Harrison. Tidarian Henderson wrapped up quickly by the Bryan Vikings, and hardly any gain. Let's see where they spot this ball. Rather, it is a nice gain. It's going to be about 5.5 yard gain. They are back in the Murray Insurance and Financial Services red zone at the 14-yard line. It is going to be 3rd and 4. Hornets going quickly. Snap is taken. Adolph throwing near side, and it is almost caught by Lewis, but another flag is down.
Well, Bryan jumped again. It was the center. It was the nose tackle right in the middle of the field. They jumped across the line again, and he's coming off the field as the coach is going to give that jump is going to give the Hornets a first down in the at the 11. Can't get in the end zone. They got to get. You can't get you can get a first down without being in the end zone. It's first and goal. Oh well, 1st and 10 from the 11.
They're going to actually spot him at the 9-yard line.
Oh, it is, yes.
Adolph once again in the backfield alongside Brown. That duo has been busy here tonight, as they always are. Adolph keeps it to his right. He's running far side. He's getting chased down by Bryan Walker. Stays up, and he somehow stays up to get into the end zone. An MRC Creekside touchdown for Zay Adolph. Once again, the sophomore having another wonderful game. It is now 29-0, Huntsville Hornets.
Wow, Adolph almost looked like he got tripped up there around the 5, but stayed on his feet and came right in front of that front right corner of the end zone to beat a man to that pylon, and it's a 9-yard touchdown run by Adolph to make it 29-0 pending the extra point here. The kick is up and good, and your score 30-0, Huntsville over Bryan here. From the Frank's Taco Stand press box, you're listening to Hornet
65. Want to go green? We've got a Cadillac Optic starting at only $49,995. But you need to hurry to Wiesner Cadillac in Huntsville and take advantage of these great deals before they're all gone. Or visit us online at WiesnerCadillac.com. Wiesner Cadillac, where we make dreams come true.
Hornets High School football on your home for the Hornets, KSAM.